Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a very common and critical issue that almost every company faces in the cloud environment. This is one of those problems that slows things down, creates confusion, and sometimes even causes security risks. And the topic is, how do we manage access properly when someone joins, moves, or leaves in an organization? Now, you might relate to this situation. Let's say someone joined a company as an automation engineer. Their job is to automate infrastructure build and configuration, maybe using tools like Terraform, Ansible, or Azure DevOps pipelines. Even though most of the work is automated through service principles or code, there are still times when they need to log into a server manually to check something or test changes. At the same time, they also need access to Azure subscriptions, the DevOps portal, Ansible Tower, and other tools depending on their project. But here's the challenge. Every system is managed by a different team. The AD team creates user accounts in Active Directory. Cloud security team assigns roles on Azure subscriptions or Azure AD. The DevOps team manages access to repositories and pipelines. The Ansible team handles access from their end. And each of these teams has their own process, sometimes using different tools, and they don't always work in sync. So, getting the full set of access needed for your job becomes a long process. You might raise multiple tickets, explain your role again and again, wait for approvals, and it might take weeks or even months before everything is in place. That's exactly where identity governance comes into the picture. We start by defining the roles in the organization. We write down what access each role should have, like what subscriptions, what tools, what permissions. Once that's clear, we map these roles to security groups. So instead of assigning access directly to each person, we assign it to the group. When someone joins and is added to the group, they automatically get the correct access. Then we organize these into something called catalogs. A catalog is like a collection of access grouped by business units. For example, cloud operations can have its own catalog, cloud security another one, then IT, finance, and so on. Each catalog holds the relevant access details and resources for that team. Now comes the real power, access packages. Access packages are like bundles of permissions created from these catalogs. You create an access package for each role or function. For example, for a cloud automation engineer, you create a package that includes access to Azure subscriptions, the DevOps portal, Ansible Tower, and maybe a few internal tools. When someone joins, instead of waiting or chasing different teams, they can just go to the Access Packages portal, find the one that matches their role, and request access. Admins can approve it, or even better, we can automate the entire thing. Using lifecycle workflows, we set up rules so that whenever a new user joins based on HR data or a new account is created, the workflow automatically triggers. It assigns them to the right groups, gives them access, sends welcome emails, and logs everything. When someone leaves or changes teams, the same workflow will remove access automatically. No manual work needed. But it doesn't stop there. We also want to keep things clean and secure over time. That's why we use access reviews. These are scheduled checks where the system asks the manager, does this person still need access? If not, it removes it. Simple. It keeps everything under control and helps with audits and compliance. Now for admin level or high privilege access, we don't give permanent access anymore. We use something called Privileged Identity Management or PIM. This allows a person to activate access only when they need it. And when they do, they must go through multi-factor authentication, sometimes get approval, and provide a reason. The access only lasts for a limited time. Everything is logged. So we have full control and full visibility. So in the end, instead of waiting for weeks and going through different teams, we create a clear system. Define the roles, build catalogs, create access packages, and automate the workflows. New users get the access they need quickly and securely. And we keep reviewing access regularly so that we only give what's needed and nothing extra. I understand this topic might sound a bit complex the first time. A lot of people find it confusing, but once you see it in action, everything starts to make sense. If you need more clarity or want to learn how this works in real business environments, feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to walk you through real scenarios and support you, whether it's for your career or for solving a problem in your company. Thanks for listening, and I hope this helped you understand how identity governance can really simplify access in the cloud.